Our bill, which we're introducing today, is clear and concise. It provides for an act to enable the holding of a plebiscite, which is a vote of all the eligible voters in the 4 counties or administrative areas of Dublin to decide whether legislation should be brought forward to provide for an office of directly elected mayor to be the chairperson and leader of an authority or other body for the Dublin area. Timeline for the proposal is clear. The proposed plebiscite is to be held no later than May 2018, and that the Minister no less than 6 months prior to this date, and following a period of public consultation, and our bill is the only bill that has ever been brought forward on this that includes a period of public consultation. The Minister would then cause a copy of the proposal setting out the powers and functions of a directly elected mayor and the responsibilities of that directly elected mayor to be laid before both houses of the Oireachtas. If the plebiscite is passed in May 2018, then elections for a directly elected mayor would be held in conjunction with the local and European elections in 2019. So this proposal, unlike any other proposal that has been on the table heretofore, or that is on the table simultaneously, empowers the people of Dublin. Every stakeholder, anybody who has a stake in Dublin or wants to have a say in the future of Dublin, it empowers them in relation to making a decision whether or not they want to directly elect a mayor with executive powers to the cabinet. One of the things that we're particularly keen on is whether you live in Fettercairn, or whether you live in Balbriggan, or whether you live in Dalkey, or whether you live in Blanchardstown, that you will have a say in this, and that the mayor, in the powers that are embodied in him or her, will have functions that will speak to everybody, not just business interests, and not just particular interest groups, but everybody in the cabinet. One of the things we've become clear about, and I want to make really clear, is that this is not a bill to provide for Dublin competing with other regions in Ireland or with other cities in Ireland. This would allow Dublin to compete with other international city regions and essentially rise to its promise and fulfil its potential. Transport. Certainly one of the proposals we'll be putting forward is the establishment of a Dublin Transportation Authority, and in the event of an election of a mayor, that's the kind of body that a mayor would chair. In relation to homelessness and housing, you know, the procurement section of the housing of the Department of the Environment, there's definitely a function, an overlapping function in relation to it and the 4 Dublin local authorities. We have 5 of the 8 top IT companies in the world headquartered in Dublin, but we're not considered a smart city internationally. And so we really need to look at gaining a competitive advantage to establish Dublin as being a test bed for innovation, harnessing the ability and the intelligence of all that tech that is based in here in Dublin to help us solve some of our problems, including things like transportation. Arts and culture, one of the ideas we'd love to see is an annual Parliament of the Arts in Dublin. That would be chaired by the mayor, to allow everybody in the arts and culture field and in heritage field to actually have a voice and to have a forum to put forward their views. Climate change, policing, these are some of the other ideas that we've been talking about. It allows parties to come up with their ideas. Those ideas will also emerge, other ideas will emerge from public consultation, so that instead of every candidate, if it comes to a mayoral election, saying, you know, coming forward with a manifesto, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, the Oireachtas, Parliament will have decided, look, these are some of the functions a mayor will actually, some of the powers a mayor will actually have. That will disallow candidates kind of saying, you know, they're going to change the world. And we'll be able to say to them in this kind of scenario, no, but these are your specific functions. These are some of the things that you can do. Key 4 or 5 areas where a directly elected mayor with executive powers can make a difference. You know, let it bed in for a period of time. But ultimately, it's up to the people of Dublin. They will decide whether it's something that they're interested in and keen in.